Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Monday, October the 9th, 2023. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. Going to re-roll this daily ops. Alright, perfect. So every single one of these daily challenges, I have many videos on my channel. And the reason for that, I show you different ideas, different locations, easy locations, hard locations. Just so I can help you guys out, just in case if one of these are giving you a little trouble, depending on where you're at in the game. Alright, so let's take a look at stuff here we can do right here in our camp. Let's go ahead and try this one. Craft any plushie at a tinker's workbench. So we can get plushie plans several ways. We can get plushie plans from buying them from other players' vendors. Those other players may have gotten them from other events and may have got doubles. So they sell the plushie plans, and they could be expensive. Anywhere from 500. I've seen a plushie go for about 7,000 one time. You can buy plushies off the Atomic Shop. You can get rewarded from doing events. And there are 2 events that can happen right now in the game. One is right down here, Sacramento Glade. It is the Beast of Burden. And right up here in Middle Mountain Pit Stop, there's Safe and Sound. So there's a chance to get a plushie from each one of those. And I hear some crunching going on. I don't know what's going on, but I hear crunching. Oh. Jeez. Thought I heard crunching going on out here. And there's not just one, there's usually a couple. Anyways. Huh. How about that? Alright, so, as I mentioned, plushies. We can craft them right here at the Tinker's Workbench. We'll go craft. We'll go down here to souvenirs. Now, depending on how long you've been playing the game, if you got plushies from playing events, you bought them. And I can tell you right now, I've never really bought plushies from other player vendors or from the Atomic Shop. I've always been rewarded them either off the scoreboard or from completing events. So let's go ahead. We're going to craft this Brahmin plushie right here. There we go, done. Craft any plushie at a Tinker's Workbench 1 for 1. Now just keep in mind, when you craft a plushie at the Tinker's Workbench, you can't place it in your camp. The reason why I mentioned that is someone had asked that one time, and see, you cannot equip it. So basically, if you drop it, it just destroys itself. Now, if you don't have plushie plan, what you do in order to put it in your camp, you have to go to your build menu. And you go over here to floor decor. Right there. And you go quite a ways down until you see a plushie. And all the plushie... Oh, a little too far, Jim. There's the plushies there. So this will give you the plushies that you either know or you don't know. Alright, so these are the ones that I know. And then the ones with the little lock on them are the ones I don't know yet. Okay, and this is how you would put one of these bad boys in your camp. You all lay down there with this guy here. There we go. Just like that. You have to do it in your build menu. I think we're, okay. He's up higher, guys! Head for the hills! Burp. Burp. Jeez, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough going on here. Don't worry, guys. We'll make it so that, you know, you don't get attacked as frequently at your camps there. Yep. Yep, right on. Oh, my soul. Excuse me. There we go. Craft the plushie at Tinker's Bench. What's next here? What is next? Craft or scrap a melee weapon 5. So we can go out in the wasteland, usually scorched. Super mutants around the forest will have melee weapons on them. Or we can just craft them and then scrap them right there at the old weapons workbench. Now let's go craft here. And you can either do either or, so we'll go blunt. Baseball bat, board. These two things are you learn right off the hop. Like, you learn them very quickly as a brand new player. So everyone, for the most part, will know how to craft a baseball bat or a lead pipe. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to craft 3 of these bad boys. Level 1's going to cost some wood and some plastic. All right, 3 of 5 done. Back out. Now we're going to scrap those baseball bats we just crafted. Done. Craft or scrap a melee weapon. Easy peasy. What else we got here, Jim? What else do we got? All right, let's do critical hits to an enemy. We're up here. We're at my other camp where we're close to Clarksburg, where there's a lot of ghouls. So we'll go ahead and pick on them today. It's been a little while since we picked on the ghouls here at Clarksburg. Alright, so we'll deal some critical hits to an enemy. 5. I've talked about this many times. Different weapons will have different legendary effects. I have a weapon here that's pretty good for using VATS. You can also use some perk cards if you like. This one here is plus 15 bonus VATS critical charge, so basically, every every second or third bullet, that critical meter is full. Doesn't take long. As compared to other weapons that doesn't have a legendary effect, basically it takes, maybe anywhere from 7 to 10 shots to get the crit meter full. So we're going to go and grab that bad boy, and we're going to put it on our person. There we go. Crazy old wasteland there. Half my crops are being eaten. Alright, so we're going to go VATS. And when we go VATS, you'll see a crit meter pop up. See there in the middle? And it's full. So you see at the bottom, see how it says Y critical? See how the Y is flashing? So that's how I know that I could perform a critical hit. Because that Y is flashing. If that crit bar wasn't full, that critical Y would be grayed out. So I can't perform a critical hit. All right. FYI. So we have to perform a critical hit. We have to hit the fire button and that Y button at the same time. So if you're not on Xbox, if you're on PlayStation or PC, it might be a different button for you, but you have to hit the fire button and that critical button at the same time to do a critical hit. And I always recommend using the torso, because a torso you have a higher chance not to miss, because you can miss on a critical hit. So let's go ahead there. There we go. Deal a critical hit. Now, someone asked me the other day, what's the difference between a critical hit and a critical strike? I find a critical hit most times is an actual hit. A strike, I find, misses most of the time, but you saw there, it said critical strike. So, not 100% on that, guys. Oh, crouchy crouch there. See how it looks like it's full, but it's not? My critical is still grayed out, so I have to hit him again. Now I can do the critical. See how the Y is flashing now? There we go. Huh! So, if a person has multiple enemies at them coming, you hear that little bloop sound, right? So you don't have to look to see. You don't have to look down at the bottom of the screen. You don't have to even look at the crit meter in the middle of the screen. You're focused on, your enemy. I know what you guys are talking about. But it makes that sound so you know that you have a critical hit ready to go. All right. You know, the audible alarm there. Alright. So I know you hear the little bloop sound. So I don't even have to look down. I know that I have a critical hit. So I hit the fire button. And I know what button I need to use to perform a critical hit. In my case, it's Y. I think if you're on PC, I think it's like spacebar or something like that. I'm not too sure what it is on PlayStation. Not a clue. But whatever that is for you, you have the fire button and the whatever that button is at the same time. Alright. Let's go over here to the Clarksburg shooting range. I think you only need like 1 or 2 more. Usually there's a couple enemies up here. Now it doesn't say... It just says deal critical hit to an enemy. So it could be any enemy at all. Humans, robots, creatures. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really specify. So we're good. These are the ones that we like. These are the easier ones. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the game. You don't have to go to a certain particular place. You just play the game, you know. Do your critical hits. And even if you don't have a gun, like a gun I have here, don't worry about it. You'll still be able to perform critical hits. It just might take you longer to fill that critical meter. There's nothing wrong with that. Alright, is what it is, right? Alright. That's enough of that. Let's switch back up here, Jimmy. Go. What's next here? So we can kill Brahmin, so we're by stake. We can do all that at the same time, right there in the old Flatwoods. We can do this here in Flatwoods. Let's go ahead and collect a microscope or a biometric scanner too. I like the microscopes. Biometric scanners, we get them more so from turrets. Not all the time. You do have a good chance of getting them from turrets, but I prefer microscopes. All right. Now, I made a video on this just the beginning of the week. Made a couple of videos several months ago, but I'm going to take you right back down here to Morgantown High School. We were there just yesterday, and there were 2 more microscopes in that little room there that we can grab, and that's what we're going to do here. Everybody has their own places to go for certain things. I try to pick places that are, you know, easier for folks. You know, I know you can get microscopes from West Tech, but not a lot of people like going to West Tech. Unless, you know, because they're all higher level. There's a lot of super mutants. Unless you have a lot of firepower, you're with someone. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you can do it by all means. But I like to show areas where it's a little easier to get around. All right, so let's go ahead, Morgantown High School. It's going to be scorched on the inside here. All right. What we want to do is lock and load here, Jim. How come you're not locking and loading? What's going on? There we go. Something's going on within the last month or 2 with loading guns. I don't know what it is. Go right down here, and right on the wall, there's these pumpkins that are on the wall. Okay, I brought you guys here just the other day with the other daily. There's 2 more microscopes in here, so we'll grab them. There's usually 4 in here in total. There we go. That's a microscope, or biometric scanner, more so than microscopes. I have a harder time finding the biometric scanners just because turrets, I don't have much luck getting them off of turrets for some reason. I don't know what it is. But keep that in mind, you know, it is a possibility if you're in an area where there's lots of turrets, by all means. Alright, so there we go. There's that one. Alright. Drink a tea, 1. Kill a Brahmin, 2. So we're by stake to an NPC vendor, 1. We're going to go right to Flatwoods. Best spot. We're going to actually go to the Wayward, just up the road from Flatwoods. I don't know if it's still considered Flatwoods there or not, but we're going to go up the road there. We're going to spawn in there. gonna grab some blood leaves. I've mentioned this many times. I made a video on this some time ago, and I always like using the blood leaf as an example, just because how there's a lot of it around in Flatwoods. You know, as a new player, you start off in Flatwoods, and it's a good spot to take care of some stuff. So there's our blood leaf here. We only need one. We'll grab another one just for safekeeping, okay? But all along this river here, there'll be all sorts of blood leaves, okay? There's other places there's blood leaves as well, but Flatwoods is a pretty easy spot for a lot of people, even if you're an experienced player all along this little river here, okay? So let's fast travel down here to Flatwoods. We're going to take care of a couple Brahmin. Actually, we'll drink the tea first. We'll drink the tea first. The Brahmin ain't going anywhere. Alright, let's go down here. Right past this white church on the left-hand side is a little area. A couple cooking stations there, as most of us already know. Alright, so there's many things, and I've talked about this many times. If you kill an animal, if you pick up vegetables, or you pick up meat off that dead animal, you will automatically learn a simple recipe. And 99% of the time, there's only one time where there was a daily challenge where it required you to have like a special recipe that you needed to either find or buy somewhere, which is a little pathetic. But I would say 99% of the time, these daily, weekly challenges are just simple, and you don't have to go out and find a special recipe before you get them by automatically picking up the meat or picking up the vegetable. Let's go to our cooking station here. Okay, all drinks. Go down here. So these simple teas here, simple blood leaf tea, all we need is one blood leaf, one boiled water, and one wood. So you will automatically learn this from picking up one blood leaf in your inventory. You'll automatically learn this. That's why I always kind of go for this one. It's real simple. Let's craft it. Let's back out. We're going to drink that tea we just crafted. Simple blood leaf tea, done. Drink a tea, 1 for 1. Easy, guys. Easy. What's next here? Alright, so sell ribeye steak. We get ribeye steak from getting the meat off the Brahmin. So we're in Flatwoods. Best spot for Brahmin, I would say. Easy for all players. Doesn't matter what level you are. All kinds of Brahmin to go around here. There's usually about 4 or 5 of them right behind this yellow, slightly roofed house. Or garage, I should say. Alright, so let's kill these Brahmin here. Let's pick up the Brahmin meat. We don't need the Brahmin hide, it's fine. Alright, pick up the Brahmin meat, done. So as soon as you pick up that Brahmin meat, like if you're a brand new player, you'll automatically learn ribeye steak. Automatically. Not a special recipe. Alright, so we killed our 2 Brahmin. Now we're going to sell ribeye steak to an NPC vendor. So there's our Brahmin meat we picked up from killing the Brahmin. Now keep in mind you can kill a Brahmin or any other animal, and there is a chance, a slight chance, that there be no meat to pick up. So keep that in mind. It can happen and it will happen. I gotta fix my gun here. Let's do that before I forget. There we go. Now this is the most important part of this daily, because we have to take that Brahmin meat and turn it to a ribeye steak at a cooking station. If you try to sell the Brahmin meat to an NPC vendor, it's not going to work. You have to cook to the ribeye steak at a cooking station, and you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do that as soon as you pick up the Brahmin meat. Okay. Let's go down here. Ribeye steak, Jim. Right there. 1 Brahmin meat, 1 wood. Simple recipe. Let's go ahead and we're going to craft all 4 of them, as I'll just eat the other guys. Alright, so now we have our ribeye steak. And one thing good about Flatwoods, we have this little NPC vendor here, this robot, and we'll sell it right to him. Yeah, you sweep that floor. Trade. Ribeye steak, just sell one. Done. Sell ribeye steak to an NPC vendor 1 for 1. One-stop shop right here in good old Flatwoods. So right here in Flatwoods. Look at that, we're all done. Look at that. We did 1. We did 2. We did 3. 3 of them right here in Flatwoods. Yeah. Just like that, guys. Simple, easy. If you know what to do, follow my videos to help you guys out. Learn the tricks of the trade. Once giving you some trouble, find a video on my channel to help you guys out. Many of them there. Give you guys different ideas. So there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Boogaloo Bronson, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.